Good day, everybody. How are you all doing? Today, we are going to talk about finding the mean and standard deviation of group data using formula. So I'll share my computer screen with you. It says the number of typos found on a sample of 30 books are as follows. Number of typos in the first row, 156, 158, 159, 160, and 162. Corresponding frequencies are 6, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Find the mean number of typos, and part B, find the standard deviation of the number of typos. So we will arrange the data in columns. Solution. So number of typos and the corresponding frequency. And this will call F. Okay. So number of typos and frequency. So first number of typos is 156 and the frequency of that is 6. Next one is 158 and number of typos or frequency of that is there are 4 pages containing 4 books, containing 158 typos. And then number of typos is 159 and the count in it is 5. That means 5 books containing 159 typos. And then 160 and frequency or count number of books is 6. And the last number of typos is 166 in a book and the count for it is 9 books. So if I add up all the frequencies, sum of the frequency, which is also equal to n, is sample size, is I'm going from the top. 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 9 is 30. So as they said, there are 30 books. Okay. Now I will convert the frequency data into relative. Rel stands for relative and relative frequency. Rel fric. Okay. So I'll take each frequency and divide by the total count, which is equal to 0.2. Okay. 0.2. 6 divided by 30. Next one is 4 divided by 30 is equal to 4 divided by 30, and that is equal to 0.133. And next one is 5 divided by 30. 5 divided by 30 is 0.167. You get the idea now. It's 6 divided by 30, which is again equal to 0.2. And the last one is 9 divided by 30, which is 9 divided by 30 is 0.3. Notice if I add the sum of the relative frequencies, relative frequency, and that should work out to 1.0, as you would expect, because it's 100%. Okay. So now what I will do is multiply relative frequency times relative frequency multiplied by number of typos. Number of typos. So this will be, the first one will be 0.2 multiplied by 156, and that is equal to 0.2 multiplied by 156, and that's 31.2. Next one will be 0.133 multiplied by number of typos is 158, and that is equal to 0.133 is the relative frequency multiplied by number of typos is 158, is 21.014. So you get the drift. I'm multiplying each of the relative frequency with the corresponding number of typos. So the next one will be 0.167 multiplied by 159, which is 26.553. Next one will be 0.2 times 160, which is 32. And the last one will be 0.3 times 166 number of typos, and that will be equal to 49.8. So the mean, okay, x bar, mean is x bar is mean of typos is equal to sum of relative frequency, RF for short, times number of typos. So basically, I'll add up the totals to get the mean for each class. So it is equal to 31.2 plus 21.014 plus 26.553 plus 32 plus 49.8. So x bar is equal to, I add up all those numbers, 31.2 plus 21.14 plus 21.014. Take care of that. 21.014, 21.014 plus 26.553 plus 32 plus 49.8, and that is equal to 160.567. Right? 160.567. That's the answer for mean number of typos. Mean number of typos. So what did I do? I found out for each typo times number of typos times relative frequency. I did it for all the number of typos, okay? And then added up the sum of the products of number of typos times relative frequency to get the mean of all the typos is 160.567. So that's part A, find the mean number of typos. Now I need to find the standard deviation of the number of typos. So let me create some space. Okay. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay. So now I change the color of the ink also. Yeah, make it green. Okay. So what I will do is I will again write number of typos. And then instead of writing the frequency, I will write relative frequency column. So number of typos, I'll call this X, and relative frequency, as you know, is RF. So number of typos in the first one is 156, and relative frequency for that is 0.2, as we noted before. Then 158, relative frequency is 0.113. Then the number is 158, so that there is no mistake. Next one is 159, and the relative frequency is 0.167. Next one is 160, relative frequency is 0.2, and the last one is 166, relative frequency is 0.3. 0.3. So let me remove that. Okay. So what I'm now going to do is make a column for x minus x bar square. So these are all x. We know x bar is this. So for the first one, for example, this column will be in parenthesis 156 minus the mean is 160.567, and the whole thing will be squared. So that will work out to, in parenthesis 156 minus 160.567 in close the parenthesis, and then square it by pressing the x square button in your calculator. We get this is as 20.857. And we will repeat the process. So next one will be 158 minus 160.567, close the bracket, then x square, close the parenthesis, then square it by pressing the x square, it's 6.589. And the next one will be 159 minus 160.567, and then you square it, and that will be 2.455. Next one will be 160 in parenthesis 160 minus 160.567, close the parenthesis, square it, and the answer is 0.321. And then the last one will be 166 minus 160.567, close the parenthesis, then square it, and that is 166 minus 160.567, close the parenthesis, square it, and that is 2.29.517. Okay. Now in the next column, okay, I'm going to multiply x minus x bar square times the relative frequency. Okay. That is the entry for the last one. So I've already gotten the x minus x bar square. Now I will multiply each of them by their relative frequency. So for the first one, it will be 20.837 times the relative frequency is 0.2. So 20.837 times the relative frequency of 0.2. And that will be 4.167. The next one will be 6.589 times the relative frequency is 0.113. and that is 0.745. Next one is 2.455 times the relative frequency of 0.167, and that one is 0. Sorry, I have to correct that, 0.410. So let me take care of this. So this one was 0.745. Next one will be 0.321 times the relative frequency of 0.2, which is 0.0642. Okay. And then the last one will be 29.517 multiplied by the relative frequency of 0.3, which is 8.855. If I create some more space now. So we are going to add the last column up. Sum of x minus x squared times relative frequency. That is the sum of the last column. I'll add all the entries in the last column, which is 7.16. Did I do it correctly? Yeah, 7.167 plus 0.745 plus 0.43 plus 0.064 plus 8.855, 8.855. So the answer is 17.261. So, and that is equal to the variance, which is the variance. We're dealing with samples, so it should be correctly written as S square. Variance. So standard deviation. So variance, or erase it. Variance of the group data. Is equal to S square is equal to 17.261. So if I create some space, so standard deviation is equal to square root of variance is equal to square root of 17.261, which is equal to 4.15. You might say. So that is the standard deviation of this group data, 4.155. And previously we showed you how to calculate the mean, which is 160.567. So this is where we are using the formula, and there is another easy way to do it too, using your calculator. In that case, what we do is we work with two columns in the calculator, enter the number of typos in L1 and enter the relative frequency in L2 and then go from there. So let's see if that works out. Stat 1. So 156 is the first number of typos, then 159, then 160, and then 166. And my relative frequency is 0.2, 0.113, 0.167, 0.2, and 0.3. Stat calc 1. Yeah, we get numbers in the same ballpark. Okay. So I'll stop here today. I showed you how to use the formula and get the mean and the variance. From the variance, you take the square root to get the standard deviation. I'll stop here. If you have any question or comment, you can always write me a note. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you like this video, share with your friends. You and your friends can subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button at the bottom right corner. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please come back next time when I'll solve another interesting problem and you and your friends can check me out. See you. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a nice day.